You know, we throw the word truth around all the time, but have you ever stopped to think about what it actually means? It's one of the oldest, heaviest questions in all of philosophy, and it forces us to look at the very foundation of everything we think we know. Yeah, what is truth? Pontius Pilate supposedly asked that question thousands of years ago, and honestly, it's still at the heart of our most heated arguments today. It's so simple to ask, but as we're about to see, it's incredibly difficult to answer. And look, I get it. Trying to tackle this question can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. It's like you're standing at a crossroads and every single path looks foggy and uncertain. It can leave you feeling genuinely confused about which way to even go. So it's really no wonder that a lot of us just get skeptical. You know how it is. Debates get messy, and it's just easier to throw your hands up and say, who knows what's real anyway? This kind of impatience can even make us want to just shut the conversation down completely. Okay, so let's start right there. Let's really frame the fundamental problem. What is it that makes defining truth so tricky in the first place? But here's the thing. Even though it's hard, this search for truth, it's just fundamental to who we are as people. It's the engine that drives the scientist in the lab, the artist with a paintbrush, the philosopher lost in thought, and yeah, all of us, just trying to make sense of our daily lives. To really get a handle on this, we need to make a super important distinction right off the bat. And it's this: the difference between a statement being true and the method used to get that statement being valid. Believe me, they are not the same thing. So what exactly do we mean by validity? Well, it's not really about whether the final answer is right or wrong. It's all about the process. It asks, were the methods sound? Were the sources reliable? What were the conditions like when this knowledge was created? Let's put them side by side to make it super clear. Truth asks a pretty straightforward question. Is this statement correct? It's all about the final outcome. Validity, on the other hand, is all about the journey. Was the method we used to get here even sound? Okay, here's a powerful example. Think about a confession that was gotten through torture. Now, the crazy thing is, the statement itself might actually be true. The person could have really done it. But because the method is so completely and totally invalid, that knowledge is thrown out. All right, so if truth isn't this one simple single thing, how do different parts of our world even approach it? Turns out, truth has a lot of different faces. You can kind of think of it like 4 different paths. First, there's common sense. For common sense, truth is just what works. It's practical. It helps us get through the day. Then you've got science. Here, truth is objective, it's measurable, but, and this is key, it's always considered provisional, It can change with the next big discovery. And then there's art. For the artist, truth is all about subjective expression, about beauty, about creating whole new worlds. And finally, you have philosophy. For the philosopher, the truth isn't really a destination. It's the passionate, rational, never-ending search itself. Okay, now we've got to dig a little bit deeper, because our grasp on reality is never totally pure. It's constantly being shaped, and sometimes, even twisted by these huge forces: language, ideology, and power. There is this incredible quote from the philosopher Wittgenstein: "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world." Just think about that. It suggests that what we can access, what we can even perceive as reality, is filtered through the words we have. If you don't have a word for something, can you really know it? And that idea leads us straight into the concept of ideology. So what is it? An ideology is basically a system of ideas, but it's one that takes a partial view of the world, usually the view of a powerful group, and presents it as if it's the universal truth for everyone. It's like it hides the rest of the picture from you. The philosopher Marilena Schoey put it perfectly. She said ideology works by trying to erase the difference between what we think, what we say, and what is. It wants to make one particular point of view feel like it's just the way things are, the only reality. So this all leads to a really, really important question. If language and ideology are shaping what we think is true, then who actually gets to decide? You see, the power to define what is true, that's a political issue right down to its core. Throughout history, that power has shifted around. It used to be the nobility, then it was religious leaders, and now you could argue it's often scientific or technical experts. Basically, whoever holds the power in society gets a huge say in what gets counted as truth. Okay, so let's pause for a second. If truth can be shaped by power, if it's not always absolute, and if it can even be used to control people, then what's the point? What's the ultimate purpose of even searching for it? There's a really well-known line that gives us a powerful way to judge any truth. It says, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." So maybe the test is, does this truth actually liberate us? And this is where we can start to build an ethical framework for truth. The ultimate value of a truth isn't just about it being factually correct in some abstract way. It's about its ability to serve human life. Truth isn't the goal itself. It's a tool, a service to help humanity. So let's just quickly recap this ethical framework. At the very center, the most fundamental value is life. That means any truth we have should be measured by whether it helps people be more free. And if a so-called truth is being used to oppress people, to destroy, or to kill, it has to be rejected. Simple as that. And that leaves us with one last question to really chew on. Maybe, instead of just asking, what is true, the more powerful question we should be asking ourselves is this: what truths actually help us build a better, more humane world where everyone can flourish?